Shaun Loney's favorite spot in Winnipeg is the junction of the Red and Assiniboine rivers. His favorite app is the local frequency. His first job was at his dad's grocery store. Favorite book? An Army of Problem Solvers. Happy place? Playing hockey with his sons. And Shaun Loney's theme song? I'll Take You There by the Staple Sisters.
We are interviewing all 11 people who want to be mayor of the city of Winnipeg, and today it's Shaun Loney's turn. Welcome.
Hi, Marcy. Nice to see you.
So was there a moment when you knew you wanted to be mayor of the city of Winnipeg?
Yes, there certainly was. I was cleaning up a homeless camp near my home in Norwood and just minding my own business, trying to be a good citizen, realizing it was a woman's litter that I was cleaning up, and further realized that she'd been living in a cottonwood tree. I noticed the Christmas decorations hanging from the tree, and I thought, wow, it's just, for me, was the last straw. Just, I feel like I've been living in a city that's focused on managing problems very expensively, and problems have solutions. And so for me, I stepped up there, and she has been with me every day of the campaign. I don't know who she is, but she and I have a relationship, and I think in many ways her life is projecting to Winnipeggers through my voice.
On the issue of homelessness, you say the priority one is to clear the bus shelters within a year. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can. I actually went into a bus shelter a couple weeks ago. It's something I do regularly, and actually talk to people that are there. And the last conversation I had with some folks, I said, I'm Shaun Loney. Have you heard of Build before? And Build is a social enterprise that I started with others in 2006. And Build hires people with barriers to employment. And Marcy, they lit up. It's like, yeah, my cousin worked there, or, my friend got a job there. And they started to say, can we work there too? And I said, look, I'm trying to be mayor here. If I pull this thing off on October 26th, I'm coming back and to this bus shelter, and we're going to talk, and we're going to see the potential in each other. And I think that's really what I want to say to Winnipeggers, is that we need to live in a city where we can see potential in each other. And what's amazing about these conversations is that I left the bus shelter feeling inspired. And is that not the kind of Winnipeg that we want to live in, where we can really see what we can do together?
I want to move specifically to ask a question about downtown. There are a lot of concerns about crime in our downtown right now in the core area. Do you believe that people actually want to spend more time downtown? Because I've heard it as a chicken and egg argument. More people would help, but do you believe more people want to spend that time?
Well, the homelessness piece is critical to that, but downtown is how we're defined, and let's look where we're at now. And I kind of imagine Nuit Blanche and all the energy that we have when we're walking around and just celebrating downtown. I made an announcement at the Fringe Festival about appointing a nightlife mayor, which people have had a lot of fun with. We've had a lot of applications on social media.
How would that work, a nightlife mayor?
Well, it would be somebody that's representing the arts and cultural and entertainment communities, all the wonderful things that happen after 5 p.m. to city council, because city council is often, I think, too focused on the 9 to 5 stuff. But it's just a way of saying, Winnipeg, let's have some fun together. And downtown is really the place where we can belong to each other and connect with each other.
I want to make sure I get to some of your promises. So financially, if you become mayor, property taxes go up by 3.7%. And you're seeking to change legislation to allow a charge of 25 cents daily on every commercial parking space in the city. You say to deter the use of personal vehicles. So for example, if you're mayor, people park at a mall and they pay for it, if you can make it happen. Is Winnipeg ready for that? Well,
the mall would pay for the commercial parking spots. We have to remember too, they've just had huge property tax rebate checks from the provincial government. So I think the timing for something like this is excellent. And yeah, we're ready for it, because we need to become a big modern city, and that means a fantastic big city transit system, and it means finding new ways of getting around. The other thing about the parking lots is that the owners of the parking lots will see, well, it's going to make more sense to have residential here. It's going to make more sense to plant trees, to have permeated pavements, so the water's going through and stormwater, we're not overwhelming our sewers and dumping raw sewage into the rivers. There's so much more we can do with parking lots than what we're getting out of them right now.
But we've been called a car city, you know this, for so long. Is this you saying that if you're mayor, you'll really, make a full court press to try to shift that?
Yeah, but I want Winnipeggers to know I'm not asking them all to get on the bus as we see now. I mean, I've announced this Metro Mobility, and this is what other cities our size are doing. And with one touch of your phone, you summon a wheelchair accessible van to a virtual bus stop near your home. It whisks you either to a location regionally or to the rapid transit where you're going on an arterial route. It's straight. The buses are arriving frequently. And people will say, why do I need a second car? Or why do I even need a car at all? Because it's just so convenient. And this is already happening in other cities our size.
So that speaks to a little bit of the vision you have for Winnipeg in the future. A couple personal questions. What would you say is your best quality when it comes to thinking about being a mayor?
Well, I'm pretty determined, that's for sure, and come up with creative solutions. And I think I describe myself as a social entrepreneur. And as a social entrepreneur, when we come up with barriers, we don't just stop or continuing with our arguments that aren't working, is that back up, have a look at the situation and find a different way to proceed. And I think a lot of what we've been pitching, and people are saying, well, you're a business guy, but you work in the nonprofit sector. What's up with that? And it's like, well, it's different. And I think that's what Winnipeg needs. It's different now. We're struggling in so many different areas, and we've got these loud voices on both sides. And I just think we need to see the humanity in each other and realize that we've all got something to bring.
And you're speaking to the role there of social enterprise.
Yeah, social enterprise, like business and nonprofit together. This is what I want Winnipeg to be defined by, these new creative solutions that we can move forward and everybody see our own values reflected in the solutions. What
quality will you have to work on that's challenging for you?
Well, I'm pretty impatient, and I have a lot of maybe answer it this way. My spirit name that you can receive from an elder is Benisiwan Mino Yawan, which means thundering healer. And I think for me, the thundering is just a level of impatience with the way the world is. Go into these bus shelters and it's like, wow, like you can do awesome if we can just reorganize ourselves. And the healing part is really about my privilege and realizing that privilege and poverty are connected. You can't actually have one without the other. And so I have a lifelong journey, I think, just revolving around this connection between poverty and privilege. And I think it's a good conversation for Winnipeggers to have too.
Shaun Loney, good luck on the 26th.
Hey, thanks, Marcy.